Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and I'm coming on to show you how I made, or recreate actually, this fun easel card which I've made as my entry for this week's Global Design Project, which is a theme, and the theme is animals. So I've used Pampered pets because we have a puppy and 2 cats, and I just wanted to make this. I'll pop a picture of them up so you can see. So I've tried to recreate them. I'm quite pleased with them. They're kind of cartoon versions of themselves. Anyway, I've noticed when I'm editing these videos that I do a lot of tutting, which I edit out, but it's made me realise that I actually make tutting noises while I talk, which is quite amusing. Anyway, so I'm using Pampered Pets from the annual catalogue. I have got a base of thick Whisper White, and it's half a sheet of A4 scored in the middle, so at 10.5, and then in half again. So I'll put all the measurements on my blog and you'll be able to link to those below. So that's the base, and then I'm using a bit of pattern play, or is it play with patterns, DSP. I've got another piece of white. Rather than go through that, let me just start making the card so that it's easier for you. So that's my base. I'm going to just reinforce that score line and then reinforce that, and that is what gives us the easel. And then this panel fits on there. So I'm going to stick the DSP on that white panel eventually, and then this bit, so this is a sheet of this DSP is 6x6, and I have literally taken a tiny slither off here to make this 4.5, and then that is 10.2, so you've just got a tiny little border, and then that is what's left of the strip. So that's quite easy. And then to create the frame, kind of like a little picture, so I've used some silver foil, and I've used the rectangular stitched dies to create that, to cut that out. So if I show you now, I love our dies because they actually create a stitch on the outside as well as the inside. So I cut a bit of foil which measures 11 centimeters by 15 centimeters, and then you end up getting 3 pieces that you can use on projects. So I don't need that at the moment, but it's got a lovely stitch all the way round. And then I don't need the centre bit, but that's got a stitch. And what you're left with is this fabulous frame which has a stitch at the top and the bottom. So I like those dies, they're brilliant. And then I've got a bit of Whisper White, and this is what we're going to do some stamping and create our image. And that is cut just slightly smaller than the frame. So that white bit is 12.5 by 9.2 or 3 there. Those are the pieces. I've got some of the silver metal stitched ribbon, and I'm going to use the sentiments that I cut in I showed you how to use the many messages bundle in my last video. I'll leave a link up here. Because I die cut a whole bunch of those, I've got them to the side and I am going to use them. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to make a thank you card or a birthday card, but I've pulled out some labels, so I've got some options. We'll pop those up there. And now for the stamping. So I'm going to share with you a couple of different techniques. I'm going to do mirror stamping and also masking. And then I've got a little bit, I'm going to use my blending brushes and I'm going to add some colour. Now I'm going to get my Stamparatus and I'm going to start with stamping the cat, and I'm gonna just pop that down there. I've got some Memento ink, and you know I love this Stamparatus, so I'm gonna, not sure if I'll check my series of the videos that I've already shared using this. Give it a little bit of pressure. And there you have the cat sitting one way. Now I want to have my second cat facing. So you'll notice that I've got my silicone mat under here. And I was reminded of this technique last week by Emma Goddard. And in an event that she has. So I'm going to stamp that back down there. So you've got the image on there. I'm going to just do that twice to make sure there's plenty of ink on that silicone mat. And then I'm going to work out where I want my cat to be. Stick that paper down, and then I'm going to restamp it because you're transferring the ink from the mat onto the front of the card. You get it there again as well, but when you lift that up you've got the cats facing each other, and I just think that is a really fun technique. And because I stamped it twice, there's lots of ink on there. It's nice and dark. Now I wanted the cats in the foreground, so I stamped them on to some post-it note and cut that out. Didn't think you'd want to see me do that. And then I'm going to stick those down. Now I've cut them out sort of on the line. Pop that there. And then I've got the cheeky chappy. Oops. Cheeky chappy doggy. And I'm going to pop him between the two cats. Now what I've also done is I've done a mask of him as well, because I then want to use my blending brushes and add some colour behind the animals. Now I guess a quicker way of doing this would be to stamp the animals, cut them out, and then you could stick them on here, but I wanted to show you all these different techniques. So I'm going to start with the blue, and I'm going to pop that halfway across both of those. So I've got some balmy blue, and using these blending brushes is brilliant, so I'm gonna add some blue and then coming off and just adding some colour. If I'd been sensible, I would have put some copy paper underneath to save my sheet, but I didn't. A sheet of lovely Stampin' Up my grid paper. I'm going to come in that side. And this is a post-it note. You could use painters, just something that's low tack. I'm going to colour in the animals, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that, pop that up, and just to make sure I don't make a mess, I'm going to use a different colour, but you can see where the blue, I can see where the blue is. Stick that down on there, shut that up, and then add the green. And this is Granny Apple green, so nice and bright. Just need to make sure that you don't pull any of the other colour off here, so but it will be fine. It doesn't matter going over the masks. Just sort of grounds them a little bit, so there. And that's there, which is just lovely. I think that's really lovely. I'm going to use, here are the blends. So I've got the Smoky Slate. This is actually a bronzer, my colour lifter, my light Highland Heather, and my light basic black. So there we go. And then I'm going to just pop some of the little butterflies just here. That'll do for the minute. Those out of the way, so then we can get to assembling the card. And I will, they're just so cute, so I'm going to stick that bit with some of the multi-purpose glue down on here. Now there are some amazing projects from the design team and also from lots of other people that have entered the challenge this week. As I said to you before, I just am really loving taking part in these things. So right, I'm going to hold that. You can see I've just put glue on that bit there. And I'm going to, this white panel is cut to exactly the same size. So I can pop that down on there. Make sure I've got it straight. There we go. And that there is your sort of little easel part, stand up part. And then I have cut down one of these foam adhesive sheets, and I've cut strips of those because I actually want to have the frame raised slightly, so I'm going to add that to the frame. Just find finger and thumbs when the camera's on. I also stumble over my words, which is quite frustrating. Where are my paper snips? I lose things as well. Very bizarre. Hold that down, and these foam sheets are great. They're great for shaker cards as well, actually. It's a little bit close to the edge. Living on the edge. Oh, it is very on the edge. And we can use those bits for our sentiments. Cut that a little bit short. I nearly trimmed my nail off then. Oh dear. So let's get the backing off. My hair in the way. There we go. Over the top. Perfect. That can now be added straight onto that flap. I'm just going to do that with more glue. And then we can sort the sentiments out and add it to the inside. So that's just so cute. I love it. And then this bit goes on the inside, but before I add it, I'm going to put on a bit of the metallic edged ribbon, and that is because it just ties in with the silver frame, I thought. So to hold that in place across the centre, I'm just going to pop a little bit of double-sided tape. That's going to be covered up anyway, but it holds that middle bit in place for me. See if I can do that across the top. And then we can use some tear and tape there. I'm running out. I've got some on order. And then that can be pulled across there and across there. And then that can be glued onto the base. And add some I'm just going to pop that there. Fabulous. And then you want something to anchor. I mean, it will stand up like that, but I'm going to use a sentiment. If I can, where did I put those? So do we have it as hooray, it's your birthday, wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories? Or I just wanted to say thank you for being you. I'm going to have it as a thank you. This will go out probably as a thank you card to one of my lovely customers. So there we go. And then if that gets popped up with the dimensional as well and goes on that ribbon, it covers up that spot, and then that is the anchor for the card. So there we are. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. This, you'll see, this DSP is a little bit darker, and I used one of the brushes to add Gorgeous Grape. And the reason I did that is because I tried to add, oh, that's what I'm missing. I didn't use, so that's a little bit lighter than that one. So I used this to edge the card, and actually it didn't work, the DSP. So it looks like different DSP, but it is just literally with a little bit of ink brushed across. So thank you for watching. As I say, all the details will be over on my blog, and there'll be links below, and also to my online shops. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and I would love to hear what you think. So leave me a comment, and I will see you again really soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.